What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Views and I watched the movie The Northman with the tagline Conquer Your Fate. Before I'm been continuing with the movie, later today I will be going live on my second channel, Underdog Eats, because I'm gonna try a new recipe. And I thought from, you know what, why not doing it live? We're doing it live! So, we're doing it live. Let's just start with the movie, shall we? We see maybe a volcano, and I learned later it was a volcano. We see a volcano and we see some black smoke, coming out of the top. Smoke coming from it. Yeah. Then we hear a he witch, pleading something to Odin. We're now on the sea, and we see the waves, and it's a bit snowy. Snow coming from the sky, and we see a raven, right, full on screen, just trying to fly, and it flies further. Then a second raven flies by, and the camera turns to the right, and we see four boats going towards an island. The camera goes closer towards the island, and it goes closer, and then we're at the wall, and there we see a boy looking out at the sea, and then he says he's here. I'm gonna leave it at that, because if you don't know what's gonna happen next, watch the movie yourself. There were some nice fighting. The fighting scenes were nice. What you're hearing right now is me putting something on my hard drive. Like I said, the fighting scenes were nice, nicely acted. Very savage. Just destroying everything, burning the villages. The real Viking shit, because it's 895 AD. I forgot to say that too. It's 895 AD. From when we saw the kid young, the young kid. It's years later that we see the fighting, the good ass fighting scene, well, years later, obviously, in the movie. So I know how old the kid now is, maybe in his 20s, maybe early 30s, and I don't know how young the kid was back then, so I have no clue. The kid's name is Amleth, and he saw his father die by his uncle's hands, and his mother was taken, so he escaped onto the sea, and then years later, he grew up, was taken in by some other tribe, whatever, by some other Vikings, and of Northman, and he came back for vengeance. He killed some friends of his uncle, yeah, or basically of his nephew, because of friends of them, and put them up. He hanged them up in a shape of a horse. Them all together, and then in the shape of a horse. Quite old lady came and, oh yeah, this is by a beast, sacrifice. Um, Willem Dafoe was also in this movie, which was a surprise. I didn't expect him to be in this movie, um, but it was a nice surprise. It was definitely a nice surprise. There was one scene where Amlev had his sword, he because when he escaped, from the island, as a young kid. Well, no, he saw his father killed. Then his uncle said, bring me the head of the boy. So the boy, Amlev, run further in the woods, and one guy caught him. He caught him, and Amlev had a knife or so, and he, cut off the tip of the guy's nose. And that guy was later still alive, and Amlev had the sword, and then he took the sword and then just right into the tip of the nose through the head, which was pretty nice actually. They did it pretty nice. They made it pretty cool. It was definitely a very good movie. So that's why it gets a high 4, low 5. Go watch the movie yourself, The Northman, because it's a good movie. But don't forget to leave a like, recommend a good Viking movie down below in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, come join Discord, and I'll see you guys next time. Or otherwise later today for the Twilight Zone. And you guys see me live on the second channel for some cooking.